Napoleon Hill famously said, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And I think we've a tendency to think that means that the mind will drive the body in terms of taking action. And that's true. But it's also true that we can make changes in our body just by thinking about it. The Alexander technique is a method that I use for relaxation and rehabilitation and staying. It's been a big part of staying healthy for me over the last 10 years or so. But there's also things such as we can make changes with our mind in our muscles and our other organs. For instance, when I was a kid, my dad had a duodenal ulcer. He was diagnosed for several years with stress, and it developed into an ulcer, and which he eventually had removed and was very serious. He almost died. Now think about this. What had happened? Stress is basically fear. It's worry, fear of something happening that's so bad that your body responds to it. So you can think of these stress responses. And what happened with my dad, basically, and people who would suffer from stress, was that he worried so much, he feared so much, that he created illness within his own body. Eventually, after about 10 years, he had the thing removed, and he was sort of okay after that. Now, think about that, because that's the power. The mind is so affected by another part of the mind, the worry, the fear, that it can create illness in the body. So if you flip that and think, well, if I can create illness in my own body, then I can also create wellness in my body. So that if I decide to think something different, to change my thinking and my beliefs, then I can change not only what happens on the outside, the external side of me, but also what happens internally. So if you really want to change, what you have to do is you have to change your beliefs. You have to reconsider, what do you fear? Is it real fear or is it psychological fear? Like psychological fear is stress. You worry about losing your job. It's a physical thing that could happen, but it's not as if you're going to die as a result of it. Whereas physical fear, if you stand on the edge of a cliff and, well, that's a real practical fear. But you've got to separate the two. So think about this. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So if you decide in your mind that a thing can be done, it can be done. If you decide that it can't be done, well, you've created the same effect. It can't be done. So what would you rather have? Would you rather believe something and try to achieve it, or believe that it can't be done and not try? So think about this. I think it's a very powerful thing to understand and believe and understand the effects of your belief, not only on your external life, but also on you internally, your physical body. Believe yourself well, believe yourself ill.